So I've invested a little bit over $16,000 into my filmmaking portfolio, and in this video I wanted to share whether it was worth it or not. Firstly, if you don't know me, my name is Matt, and I'm a filmmaker who came up in the traditional route of the lighting department. Now I post videos on this YouTube channel where I talk about tips, I share projects, experiences, failures, and everything along the way. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, consider subscribing. Okay, so $16,000, that sounds like a really big number on paper, of course, because it is. So I try to do one or two really big projects every single year where I'll put a lot of heart and soul and money into it. I just shot one recently. It was called Corduroy. That one cost around $2,000, full transparency. So my sort of philosophy with putting money into my portfolio is I've never been a gear person. It doesn't excite me whatsoever. I always want my filmmaking portfolio to speak for itself and to show what I'm actually capable of doing. For the past 6 years, I had a Canon C200. I always wanted to upgrade every single year, but I always held out from doing so. I looked at my portfolio and I was like, I'm not really happy with where my work is at this point in my career. So I told myself, why don't I invest a lot more into my portfolio versus buying the latest and greatest camera and then telling myself, you'll shoot projects once you have X, Y, and Z. So I shot a spec project and I put about $8,000 into that project. It's the Depop project. I'll link it above here, but I sort of documented the whole process of creating a spec project. I have some friends in the industry as well that sort of did the opposite. They invested a lot more into the gear stuff and they don't really have much in their portfolio. So it's kind of like a grass is greener on the other side thing. I really think we've gotten to the point in the industry where everyone knows how to make stuff that looks really good, can do stuff with so little these days. I feel like it got to the point where you need to be standing out with your actual work and your ideas versus creating the most cinematic, beautiful images that we all like to see. Because I think that stuff in the long game is going to pay off a lot more than owning the latest and greatest kit. I try to look at this filmmaking thing as opening up a business, and the first few years are not always super profitable. Like if you were to open up a restaurant or start a clothing store or something like that, there's gonna be hard costs involved to get your business off the ground. You're gonna have to pay staff. You're gonna do like a test run of merch. You're gonna have to try out a menu. These are sort of like the building blocks and the foundation of my business and work that I wanna be creating and work that I can showcase. Another big thing in this industry is like trusting yourself before a client can actually trust you. Very hard to land jobs if you haven't already done that job in the past. And what I mean by that is if you want to be the car guy, for example, and be shooting car commercials, you already have to have that stuff in your portfolio before you land an actual car job. They have to trust you and know you're capable of doing that stuff before actually doing it. The same work that you put out is the same work that is gonna come back to you. The last project I did, Corduroy, it ended up landing me a gig where I was working for 15 days as a camera operator on a documentary. Maybe you won't get a job 1 year down the line or even 2 years down the line, but I posted a project like 5 years ago and that ended up landing me a job shooting photos for Converse. So there's definitely a direct correlation between having stuff in your portfolio that speaks to what you're able to create. Another reason why I put so much money into my portfolio is because I like to be top of mind. I think if your name is like constantly popping up on Instagram with you sharing work and sharing your process and showing that you're busy, that's only gonna attract more work. I feel like that was a big reason why I landed the 15-day camera operator job, because I was top of mind for that person. They reached out because they're like, dude, it looks like you've been killing it. It looks like you've been really busy lately. It's sort of like this catch-22 thing where it's like, you need to be constantly funneling money back into your portfolio for you to be looking busy and landing more gigs. It's a kind of annoying way that the industry works, but unfortunately, like, you have to play the game. Other people are playing the game as well. I think the portfolio stuff just pays off a lot more than the gear stuff does. Every time I want to buy a piece of gear, I tell myself, no, like put that into a project and just rent that piece of gear for the project. So to answer the question, did it pay off? And the short answer is yes. Like I have gotten the amount of work that has paid off all of those passion projects. But I also think it depends on your outlook of success. For me, I get a lot more fulfillment than like creating my passion projects and creating work that I'm super proud of and can look back on one day and say like, I can't believe I did this and I can't believe I have these projects in my portfolio and these things under my belt. Obviously, I wish I didn't have to be the person that was putting up front the money to make these passion projects happen. But I think what goes around comes around. By putting money into my portfolio, it'll just come back around. And I'm gonna continue on doing that. There's more projects I wanna do this year. That's what brings me fulfillment. And that's what I enjoy doing. I like having the creative control, and here we are $16,000 later making this video. Creating projects is probably the hardest thing, so I was thinking about starting like an accountability club, maybe through like a Discord or like a Patreon or something like that. So if that's something you would be interested in supporting, let me know below. Yeah, if you like this video and want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to my channel. Check out this one I have queued up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.